So one of the things that I was working on, Russ's Street. This is a Russ's Street video. Okay, so Russ's Street, everybody runs it out. Everybody has a run out like that. When we're riding down Russ's Street, we need to be able to tip our feet and ride those edges, whichever radius your skis will take you. If you have a World Cup slalom that's got a 12-meter radius or 11 something radius, and you stand on your edges, those skis will track a certain radius, and then you change your edges back to the other side over flat. So we're always crossing flat to get to edge. We're going edge, we're crossing flat to the other edge. So while you do Russ's Street, feel for that flat. When you hit that flat, you could feel it if you tune your mind into it. Be mindful of it, and then tip them over, and you can see if they're going in timing or not. Okay, and if you're on a wide ski, it's going to be real evident whether you're crossing flat at the exact same time with your feet. Okay, so those motor skills to be able to cross flat and power up to the other edge, especially on a little wider ski, are the skills we need to have synchronistic timing between our feet and legs. Okay, so all the movements we do in a short radius turn depend equally in time on the feet. So if we start training the feet first, we can work up through the body. So that's what I'm doing. I'm coming back to the feet again, and we're going to develop the movement of the feet. Okay, and it's not just tipping the feet. Okay, so as we stand on our feet, we have an ankle joint, and as we take and we turn our feet, we could just tip them like this, but the pressures change as we tip. This leg shortens up a little bit, our left leg. Okay, and the pressure comes off a little bit as we stand down on the inside edge of the right foot. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, but the pinky toe edge of this left foot, okay, has to engage through the length of the ski, which is synonymous to the length of your foot. So the heel of your foot has to engage, and the pinky toe ball mount of your foot has to engage. And part of getting this all to engage is stacking your hip over the top and flexing your foot up. Okay, so as we take and we roll this edge over, we want to flex this left foot up and keep it back under our hip as we move our hip out in front and over. Okay, so as we're going here, we're guiding down Russ's Street. As we're standing tall, our hips are here. When we go to this side, you can see this hip is actually progressing over and staying right over the arch. So I'm engaged with the pinky toe ball mount, and I'm also engaged with the outside of the heel. Super, super important. If we're going down Russ's Street and we just relax this leg, what happens is the heel, the tail will just skid and it won't track. Okay, so there's a very deliberate motor skill when you tip your feet and you point both knees. You also want to make sure you have pressure on the pinky toe ball mount and the heel same time. Okay, same with this inside foot that you're balancing on. When you turn your feet to go to the left, we have pressure on the big toe ball mount and the heel, inside of the heel. Okay, a little bit more dominant weight here because we're going left, but it's crucial that not so dominant weight needs to be balanced over the arch. Okay, and part of getting that to happen and allowing the hip to move forward is to slightly pull up and flex this ankle up as it tips. Okay, So when we pull that ankle up, the hip will move forward, and then it's a skate move. Okay, so we're skating over. Okay, and then when we go to the other side, same thing. We're gonna pull up, switch our feet, and it's a skate move. This hip is moving with the feet, and you can sense the pressures on the pinky toe ball mount and the outside of the heel as you go to the other side. Dominant weight here on the inside, balanced over the arch, and moving to the other side. And then it's a skate. That hip moves forward, slightly forward as this leg advances to the front, and then this side too, okay? So if you take in your room and you start square up, we're going down Russell Street. We're gonna step forward, okay? Flexing, I'm feeling the equal weight over the ball mounts on my balanced foot. My knees are over my feet are turned up, and I feel balanced weight engaged on the heel and the pinky toe ball mount of the left foot. Okay, this hip moves forward as you skate into the new turn. Now as you take this knee here, transfer weight as the legs move and feet move to flat. This side comes forward, not much weight on it, but that foot is moving forward. This hip is moving and advancing right over the arch, okay, here. So there's some core work in here as you take and you walk this forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a functional tension. I'm not just all relaxed and moving. My hamstrings are flexed, quads are flexed, my calves are flexed, my ankles are flexed. Everything has a tension in it. It's not so great, but it is for this workout. Okay, so as I move forward, I have tension in my core as I advance my hip. Advance in the hip, the shoulder, the hip, all in line over the pinky toe ball mount and the outside of the heel. And one way you can test it, when you advance this left side, one way you can test it is to just simply pick up another foot and do you have fore-aft balance, okay? So if I've advanced this side, if I'm too far back and I pick up the foot, I'm gonna fall back, okay? If I advance this way and I'm too far forward, I pick up the foot, I'm gonna fall forward. Okay, I'm gonna have all my pressure on the pinky toe. So we're looking to really center that in the arch so we have the pressure on the heel and the pinky toe ball mount. Okay, advance in here, advance in here. Okay, hip advances, hip advances. Okay. So do a few sets of those, walk them out. And if you take your hands and you turn them with your feet, it works the same. Keep the hands outside the elbows, elbows outside the waist and slightly in front. And you can change and flex and do it with a squat. Same thing, as you squat, you want to feel that balanced pressure. So if I come out of this squat and pull a leg up, I have fore-aft balance because I'm balanced on the big toe ball mount and the inside of the heel, okay? Okay, so keep doing these with me. We're gonna do another set. Okay, one. This side's gonna advance just a little bit. You'll see it in your hands as well. The left hand is gonna be slightly ahead of the right hand. And hold this, hold that flex as I'm talking. Okay, hold that flex, stand on the edges. Okay. As we go to this right side, the line here, the hand, shoulder, this line across the toes is all going to match. It's all changing over. So we have this cross angle. If you draw a line across the tips of your toes, it's going to match where the fingertips are, and it's going to match the shoulder. Okay? And most of it's coming not from reaching out with the hand. It's all coming from advancing the hip over the foot. The hip's attached to the shoulder's attached to the hip. Okay, let's do a couple more sets of those. Okay, down. Down. Okay. So in Russell Street, we're not going to be moving down so far. Russell Street, we're just going to be tipping. It's going to be slight pressure and balance change. The knees are moving under the body. Upper body's pretty quiet. Okay, and take it down just to get a little bit of stress and exercise on the leg systems. And what I want you to focus on now, as we're taking these down, is your glutes. Are your glutes flexing? Are they part of this functional tension? Okay, so my glutes are flexed. The hammies are flexed. My quads have a slight flex. Okay. And most of what's going on is my body's not moving over a lot. I'm not stepping too much over with my upper body. Okay, most of what's going on is just in the legs. Okay, my upper body is advancing forward. Always advancing. Kind of like jiu-jitsu. Dakota would like that. So always advancing, always stepping, always moving forward. Okay? Then go another set. Let's take it a little lower as we get to the front. Here, here. Check for balance. Check for balance. Okay, check for balance. Check for balance. Okay, so as we advance, you can check for balance. Pinky toe ball mount, heel, just by picking up a foot. And you can check for 4.5 balance this way. Here, 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 here. Little lower, little lower, little lower, little lower, and then square them up and play with this a little bit just to heat things up. Okay, that is Russell Street foot movement. We need to tie in those and develop that coordination. We'll do some other stuff here. Let's go ahead and just do a set of foot tipping and foot flapping.